Hello again and welcome to another episode of the Franchise Everything podcast where we talk about everything and anything franchising. And today, as always, I'm at somewhere different. I'm always on location somewhere, joined by William Beare, the founder of Beare Flooring. G'day, William.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Very good, thanks. I'm back, but I'm in a different location now.
Yeah.
We did some content together nearly 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. 20 months, something like that.
Yeah.
We've just gone to market. And we have moved buildings. We've just brought a nice big head office here in Helensvale on the Gold Coast.
Yes, we can hear the M1 behind us there humming away.
Yeah.
Great location, mate. Great location with a massive sign out the front there.
Yeah.
So well done.
Looks great at night time too. Lots of big LED sign writing out there.
It's that glowing green.
Yeah.
We've got Movie World near here, so you'd look like Green Lantern.
Yes.
You reflect off that.
Yeah, we can see the big Joker face actually.
Yeah, you can. Bet. So, a lot has happened. So we were doing the numbers, it was about 20 months ago.
Yeah.
We were together first. When we first met, we did a couple of podcasts on the business. You just signed your first franchisee. Now, a huge amount of stuff has happened between then. And you're at, 18 active franchisees now?
Yeah, 18 active franchisees and, really close on a couple more. So... it's been a big push, but
big couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, what is Beare Flooring?
So we are a flooring retail business. We do mobile showrooms. So our franchisees don't need to get a big physical showroom. They don't sign a lease. In fact, they don't even need to handle logistics. We do third-party logistics for them. We store at other people's warehouses, basically. Mm-hmm. We have a nice big freight truck, moves our freight around for them, and just enables them to get out there and sell more, decrease their overheads, increase profit, or just simply do a better deal for the customer and win more work.
And your ideal franchise partner, has that changed a bit since? Because that's a really good number, I've got to say. The number you've gone from 1 to 18 in, say, 20 months.
Yeah.
What's the ideal franchise partner? Has it changed much?
Yeah, originally we were pretty hard set on having flooring salespeople. Whilst we still love them and they're a great asset to us, flooring installers are absolutely, we've signed up a few people from internally, basically, where we had contractors working for us installing flooring. And they've seen the model, seen the success we've been having, and they've joined the group. Some even have their wives working with them. More than one have their wife out doing sales, and then they'll go up and do the install. But just a bit of a family package there, and we find that works really, really well for us.
So, what is the difference do you find in the dynamic between, say, a flooring? Obviously, you still want flooring salespeople as well, who are, say, working on the floor in a flooring business, but also the installers. What do you find is the difference between the two as far as a business owner goes? Or an operator?
Yeah, well, I suppose like flooring installers, they're the ones physically doing it, right? And one of the big parts of running a flooring retail business is you need to get the flooring installed. Someone's got to do it, right? And so you're constantly, as a flooring shop owner, constantly, trying to convince the flooring installer to help you with a job or last minute, or can you do this? Or, versus if it's their business, they just work later, I suppose.
Yeah,
or
just get it done.
If their wife's asking them to lay the job, God, they're probably a little bit more accepting of saying yes.
Yeah. So do you find it's a knowledge thing as well?
Yeah,
so is this innate built-in knowledge of when they're making promises to people that this thing is going to work in their location or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's funny, the flooring industry is a funny industry, but what's typical is there's a battle between the salesman and the installer.
Yeah.
The installer basically, is pretty used to, well, at least not with our business, but pretty used to getting to site and things not being correct.
So a lot of promises being made
as
well.
The salesman's selling things maybe they shouldn't, or they've missed something completely, they haven't told the customer, things like that. The installer gets disgruntled with the salesperson and a bit of vice versa, to be honest.
Yep.
So we find that, if it's a united front there, just lots of happiness and success all round,
Yeah, so it really gels. So with people coming on board and you're getting installers coming on board, because that growth is pretty strong, right? And it's pretty fast. What are they telling you? What messaging are you getting from them as saying the reasons why they've been attracted to your business? Like, what are you doing that's tipping that?
Yeah, I suppose just basically what I was just saying, right? The installers getting to site and things not being right, it consumes a hell of a lot of their time. And then really they're being the salesman anyway, fixing the job, or explaining, talking to the customer. And they just take that same amount of effort they've done fixing the, underskilled flooring salesman from a generic flooring shop's work and go and run the lead to start with. They put the same amount of time in, except they get all the profits selling the job as well. That really, really means the jobs run smoothly. Everyone's really happy. We get, we're still a 5-star rated business on Google, for that reason. We're producing good quality work and, consumers, end users are very happy.
So from where you originally decided on the franchise model for this, how was moving from your focus? I do remember us talking about flooring salespeople, flooring managers, and that sort of stuff being the primary target. How is that? Has that changed your training? Has it changed your approach to bringing people on board and helping them become business operators? Have you seen that evolve over the 20 months?
No, not a huge amount, to be honest. And don't get me wrong, we still want salesmen and store managers. We just think it's good for a happy mix. You know, if you have one store manager salesperson and then maybe, you know, two of his neighbouring, one above and one below them, franchisees or installers, then, you know, they've got that team behind them and those guys will help them go over and above as well.
Yep.
But no, we haven't had to change too much. You know, we're still really happy with our in-house training and we get, you know, massive feedback from that. A lot of our business is run on our custom software program, which we've, since in the last spoke, we had sort of launched that. It was doing good. It was running our business. But since then, I've probably put another $500,000 into it, and it is just fantastic. It just runs the entire operation for them.
So what specifically does that do? So can you detail through, like,
yeah, sure.
So for example, because if you've got, I'm always trying to think of the person who's watching this thinking about, hey, I'm a flooring manager, I'm an installer. So what would they may have been using previously, and how have you been to improve it? Because you would have seen a lot out there in the industry.
Look, some flooring businesses, even some of the biggest ones out there, are just so archaic, it's not funny.
They're still on a scrap of paper.
A scrap of paper? Yeah. Lots of people still on scrap of paper, believe it or not. But then even that, they get the scrap of paper, they use a calculator, you know, and do some math, which is frankly embarrassing doing that in-house. In
front of the customer?
Yes, yeah. And then even then they think, oh, how much are the goods going to cost me? And that they've got to start using a calculator to do mathematics or something. They get a folder out that's got square meter rates in it, and like it's, you know, it's just insane. I mean, I can give you an example. Just this week, we're talking to a potential franchise partner in the Northern Beaches, New South Wales. I was just down there, and he is a carpet layer by trade, and he sells lots of private jobs himself. So he gets inquiry, people wanting him to help them with his, you know, he's been embedded in the industry there for a long time. People know him in the area, so he gets inquiry. And so what he's been doing at the moment is he goes out there with, pen and paper, ruler, you know, measures it all, and then he literally gets a calculator out, tries to figure it out. So we've been talking to him, you know, for only a handful of days, and he mentioned that he had a lead that he was going to go run. And so we said, well, look, why don't we come and run it with you, and we'll just treat it like your sale. We'll pay you the, you know, the profit and the job. You can lay it as well. But just let us come and show you how easy it is.
So a bit of an intro, a bit of a taster.
Yeah. And so Case, who's a young franchisee of ours, he's been with us for a long time. He's down in Sydney there in Northern Beaches. He just went and ran the appointment with him. So we measure on a laptop or on an iPad, and it was a good house load of carpet. The amount of time it took Case to do the measuring, and he was explaining to this guy along the way. So he wasn't even trying to do it quickly. You know, sat down, produced an itemized quote for the customer. The prospective franchisee was just like, mate, this is like, I would still be measuring. You've measured, we've done a join plan, we've talked to the customer, we've shown products, and we've given them an itemized quote. And the customer accepted it while we're there as well, you know. So the prospective franchisee, I think you'll find signs up. Yeah, I've got a Zoom call with them this afternoon, and I think you'll find that'll be the...
So I mean, huge efficiencies there, isn't there?
Massive efficiencies.
And less margin for error.
Margin for errors, way down. Efficiency way up.
Yeah. So what did you have to do to make all that happen? From a back end perspective,
massive investment into software.
Some dollars east, but like $500,000.
Yeah. Lucky we've sold a bunch of franchises and brought some income in, but we've just invested heavily back into the brand. You know, we're now multi-states. So we're operating, like I just said, in New South Wales. We've only got 3 franchises down there. The remainder of them are up here in Southeast Queensland. So we virtually sold out in Southeast Queensland. There's only a handful here left. You know, we've got Sunnybank, Toowoomba, and Caboolture left.
That's
you know,
left SEQ.
Until we get to Harvey Bay upwards, which we'd love to do, but we haven't really focused on that yet.
Yeah. So New South Wales is really the next target. So filling SEQ and then New South Wales or Sydney region.
Yes. Yeah. So the plan is 2025 we'd done some massive expansion in Southeast Queensland, and 2026 is New South Wales. Yeah. Watch out, we're coming.
So I'm guessing. I mean, we're not going to show this on the podcast because the podcast is just you and I talking. But this is a massive showroom that you've got here that you've taken prime position with. Is that going to be reflected in other markets, or what's the plan for how you approach that?
Yeah, we just have some staff at head office now. We needed somewhere to sit, basically. We wanted to make a bit of a statement. The building we've been looking at, we were going to build something, and we were looking, and this one popped up. Yeah, obviously right on the highway here, just great exposure for the brand. It's 11,000 square metre building on 2,000 square metres of highway frontage dirt. So, we're really happy about it. It's 500 square metre showroom. We can see down there. It's all
You got to fill it. You got suppliers coming out. So you fill showrooms with this sort of thing, but suppliers all want to put stuff in there, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I mean, look, it's not our model, obviously, doing the mobile showrooms. This is just a nice, flagship office for us, somewhere for all staff to sit. And
so in those other locations, you won't need a showroom and that like that. Is that
I think we'll have a showroom in every state. Probably just one.
Yeah.
But I don't think it needs to be 2,000 square meters. No.
So the focus for Sydney, how are you gonna push that out? How are you attacking that?
Yeah, well, we haven't done a huge amount of advertising for it yet. What we'd normally like to do, and what we've done up here, is just get a feeler out for it ourselves first. We want to see what hurdles they're going to be. We want to overcome them and make sure we've got a clean and smooth operation before we start selling businesses to other people.
Yeah.
We feel we've done that down there in Sydney now. We're really ready to hit the market. Lead generation is typically through Facebook, Instagram, a little bit of LinkedIn, hopefully this type of thing as well.
And I see you're pretty active on TikTok, getting a bit of stuff out there.
Yeah, I have
that sort of founder brand sort of stuff there. How are you finding that?
Yeah, no, it's good. I've got a couple of inquiries from that. Look, I need to do a lot better at that. I've not been putting a lot of effort into it.
I think it's pretty good. I've seen some of it.
Yeah.
It's just authentic.
I think if next year, we can focus a little bit more on the founder brand and just every time we get a run on the board somewhere, we get one in the neighbouring territory or something. It's word of mouth. It spreads. What we're doing is good. We're the lowest cost of entry, lowest overheads. By far the most systemised, automatic. Software program, things like that. There's no real reason for a prospective, flooring installer, a showroom salesman, anyone in the industry who wants to own a flooring franchise, doesn't really make any sense to buy anything else other than a Beare Flooring franchise.
Yeah.
The other ones are just, much more expensive.
Yep.
There's lots more room for error, and in fact, much less organised. So
can you explain your model around that? So, because you've got some really strong opinions on that, and I know people who do have mobile franchises certainly really do push in on the fact that you don't need to take a lease. You can still do all your business as you need to do here with such a low overhead and a lower risk.
Yeah.
So, can you explain your model? And you say you don't need any other flooring franchise other than your type. If you back your business, and I know we haven't had a lot to do over the years, but you back your business. I know
Why would you pay $400,000 or $500,000 for a franchise, pick up a $150,000, $200,000 lease that you can't run the business by yourself? You have to have a showroom consultant. Someone has to sit there all day. Someone has to come into your warehouse. We have trucks arriving with goods. You have installers coming to pick those goods up. Someone needs to unload that. So immediately you're a 2-3 person business
operation
plus the rent.
Yep.
Before you spend $1 on advertising, before you make a sale. For us, you don't need to pick up rent anywhere. We even pay the rent at the storage facilities for our franchisees.
And that stores the
flooring.
The flooring.
Yeah. They order a job lot. We send the job lot to that place. Often we pick it up and deliver it ourselves in one of our trucks. And the franchisee's installer goes in there, picks up. Franchisee hasn't had to go there at all. They're not involved. They don't have to worry about it. Sure, it's their installer, it's their job, they book it, but they're not physically unloading a truck, or they don't have that downtime that's not income producing. We focus at Beare Flooring head office on removing the non-income producing tasks from our franchisees and encourage them and upskill them into developing their business and picking up more ongoing customers, selling more flooring and doing more things that make money for both of us.
So with the people who do inquire, what are they the things that they're talking about? What sort of things, like what sort of conversations do you have? I'm trying to get in your mind here the conversations you have, because bringing on 18 people in this time period is a really, really great result. So you're basically adding one a month.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
What are they telling you? What sort of discussions do you have on a daily basis when you're talking to installers, store managers and that? What are their frustrations? What are they looking for?
Yeah, I suppose a lot of people, if they're a store manager or a salesperson that in the flooring industry at the moment, they're sick of sitting in a showroom doing nothing.
Exactly what you just described, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sitting there waiting.
Again, just not income producing, right? And it's just very boring. I mean, who wants to do that? With our model, if you are not busy, which obviously we want to make sure you are, but if you're not busy, you're not busy at home. You can actually have a bit of a life too as well. These businesses come with a lifestyle.
Yep.
You can pick your kids up from school or drop them off, or go and do some sport or something, like if you need to. Versus the other ones where you're bound to that office the whole time.
Yeah. So with your model, how are they finding customers? How are you finding customers helping franchisees?
Yeah.
Because I know you've got a marketing fund and everything you do.
Yeah.
So how are you helping them find to make sure they're as busy as possible?
Yeah, well, we do lots of advertising, predominantly online, Facebook, Google, Instagram, things like that. We also do, we're big in the home shows. So
I've seen some of your videos at home shows and everything, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we just finished our first one in New South Wales. We were at the Sydney, it was October, home show in the convention centre down there in Darling Harbour, and it was great. We at a head office, we've got a great big home show stand that we assemble it, fit it out, and then so we do 2 of them a year in each state. So 2 in Brisbane, and we're going to do 2 in Sydney. They're massive lead generators. They bring in lots of work for us. They're expensive as hell to go to, but
yeah, I imagine they are, aren't they? There's a lot of overheads that don't get seen with events like that.
Yeah.
So how do you manage all those leads when they come in for franchisees? Do you do it by postcode, or how does that work?
Yeah, we do. I mean, the way that it runs at the moment is, it's not exclusive trade, it's exclusive marketing. But then when we put on those, home show events, we just say, look, guys, it's free for all. If you talk to someone, go and run the lead.
Yep.
The franchisees are all happy. We're one nice, big, happy team, So
it becomes whoever's the hungriest, I suppose.
Yeah.
Gets
well,
the
we set them hours, so they roster on and off at the home show, and then, if they serve someone, then they see that sale through. I suppose that makes sense. They've built the relationship. So
yeah, I think it's a great. It's an interesting. I'm just trying to go through in my mind what that expo sort of looks like, because I've seen a lot of franchisors having franchisees on stands at franchise expos, for example. That's very limited, but this is a bit of a different dynamic. Is that they're actually talking to people that can be direct sales for them, aren't they?
You'd be surprised. So many people go to the home shows looking to buy flooring. So, our stand is big and it's constantly filled with people. Yeah, there's tons of opportunity there. Yeah, and then just lots of online advertising. And then, of course, we upskill them and train them into how to pick up the phone, basically, how to do some cold calling, who in their area is going to be regularly buying flooring, a property manager, a real estate agent, a builder, or, shop fitter, things like that.
So have your type of client evolved over the 20 months since we spoke? Has that changed all as you've got bigger? I mean, who's coming towards your business? And what type
end
of clients
users,
do you get?
type of customers?
As in customers of flooring.
Yeah, look, we definitely doing a lot more high-end work these days, as the brand gets stronger and, more reputable, I suppose. That type of work is definitely coming our way. But no, just, the atypical mum and dad, we're really doing renovation work as our model. Yeah, franchisees go and see mum and dad who are renovating and, give them a quote for flooring and help them see the project through. And
it's not surprising, given you've got a large SCQ focus, seeing a lot of renos around SCQ. You can see a lot of renovation activity around the place as the place matures, especially on the Gold Coast that we would see here.
Heaps of renovation up here. In fact, that's something that we've noticed, operating down in New South Wales now versus up here in southeast Queensland.
Yep.
New South Wales, lots of people just demolish their house and build a new one.
Right? It's the land value, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Just adapting down there and, but yeah, super happy and ready to focus into New South Wales next year.
Excellent. So, all right, we speak again soon, but what'll be the next 12 months you think look like? Crystal ball the next 12 months? What's the focus and where are your efforts going?
Yeah. Look, we need to continue to bring in more products. So one thing we haven't really touched on is in the last 20 months, we've started importing a lot of products. We've got a lot of exclusive ranges now, and that increases the margin for franchisee, and for us as a franchisor, and also just a bit of exclusivity. Having a flooring that no one else has got. If a customer falls in love with the Yeah. So definitely that, increase more of that, and then just get more franchisees on board. We want to get across the country. That's our plan. We have room for about 100 on our model, which is very conservative considering other flooring franchise groups already have a couple of hundred stores. So we want to have, a group of busy, active franchisees that are, making good money, rather than, double the number that are doing okay.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, that's the focus. 2026 is New South Wales, and I think we may potentially see an entry into Victoria or South Australia.
So you're open to entry from other states as well, even pretty early?
Yeah. I would say I'm open to master franchise agreements. Part of running a state is you need to have someone there heading it up. Case is in New South Wales now, who's a young man, but he's been with me for a long time, and he's down there under my mentorship, heading up New South Wales, but we need someone on the ground in each state. So yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a good point. But if there's a highly skilled flooring professional in Victoria or South Australia, WA, that wants to do a master franchise or shared equity with me in it or something like that, then we'd be keen to talk about that. But
that's a great approach. Be open, flexible, lots of chats. You've certainly got momentum in the business, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think your farm would be the fastest growing flooring business in the country. There's good numbers. 20.
Yeah. Like one a month over the last 20 months or so was very good numbers, mate.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. No, we're happy.
Well done to you and the entire team, mate. It's great. I mean, it feels like that not that long ago. We were just saying before, wasn't it? But February 2024.
Yeah.
And what are we at now? We're in December 2025. So
sitting in a little 100 square meter.
We were in a little warehouse. It certainly wasn't as hot as this, was it?
No.
Mate,
Excuse, there's no aircon in
Gold Coast in summer, that's the way. Anyway, William, thanks for having us here again today, mate. Fantastic story. Excellent to hear your growth here. Well done to the entire team and all your franchise network. So no doubt we'll catch you on another one at some stage soon and we'll check in again.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. All right, that's it for another one of the Franchise Everything podcast. I hope you really enjoyed this. A fantastic growth and success story with Beare Flooring. So we'll catch you in the next one soon.